Melly Carroll Tarot. Now I have another pick a card reading, and this is to do with the full harvest moon that is on October 1st, 2020. And this is going to see how it's going to affect you. So for pile 1 we have clear quartz, for pile 2 we have Mookite, and for pile 3 we have Malachite. Obviously choose from your intuition, whatever stone you're drawn to, just go straight away with the first gut instinct. Don't overthink it, or else you might get confused. But we're going to start with the first pile, which is clear quartz. How will this full harvest moon affect you? Ooh. Okay. Let me just have a sip on my drink. It feels as though for this full harvest moon that you're in a place of this Five of Pentacles. So I call this my not enough card. You know, you don't feel enough. You feel shut out in the cold because of this lack of self-love, because you don't believe you're lovable enough to have everything that you want and desire. So with this, the energy is gaining momentum. It feels as though as you're in this state, the energy is picking up to show you more and more things that is pointing to you and how you feel inside. Because a lot of the time, well, everything that we feel internally, we start to build externally, whether that's a relationship or a job. You know, if they don't meet our needs and they're not enough for us, it's trying to point at that we aren't happy inside, that we don't believe we are enough to receive more externally. So it's super, super important, you know, as the energy is gaining momentum, you're in this place of needing a judgment, to take a judgment call on this Five of Pentacles and see where you are believing that you're not enough. You know, it's part of your calling to step up and change this whole lack of self-love, not worthy of love, and change it into loving yourself and knowing you're enough, that you do deserve love, whether that's love from other people or that's to the level of love that you know you deserve to give yourself. So you have to make a judgment call during this full harvest moon and figure out what in your life externally is pointing inwardly. So do you not feel enough with your skills and talents in your job? Do you not feel enough in the relationship you're in, and you feel like you're not enough for the other person, or vice versa, they're not feeling enough for you? You know, where in your life has this Five of Pentacles all over it? Where do you feel left out of a part of your life? Do you feel left out with travelling? Do you feel left out with a career? Do you feel left out with a partner? Do you feel left out of having children? You know, because a lot of the time when we focus so heavily on the things we haven't got, making us feel like something's lacking in our life, we can't be grateful. And by being grateful, you raise up your vibration, and you attract things in on a higher level. But if you're in this lack, you're going to continue to attract in things on the same vibrational level as this. So if you're feeling, oh, you know, the money's not enough, my job's not enough, my relationship's not enough, it will continue to be this pattern of your relationship not moving any further than it not being enough for you, until you start to break away from this pattern of realizing that you are enough and you deserve more, you deserve better. And then what happens is it transforms the external world you're living in, and you don't like necessarily level up, but you start to go up in your frequency, because you realize that you're not in a lack, you're not in separation to what you want, only are you believing that you can't have it. You're believing you're not enough to have it. So with the Hanged Man card, there is this new perspective that you need to be having. There's this, you're waiting patiently for life to almost change, you know, and for someone to cut you down. But you've put yourself in this position by keeping yourself in this vibration for so long. And when you're in not enough vibration, you attract in everything of that vibration. And, you know, when you start to level up your feelings within you about, hang on, my home is enough, my body is enough, my looks are enough, my relationships are enough. When you get to that point of accepting the present, you know, you end up with a new perspective, and you can then cut yourself down from here, which is that stuck waiting for a new perspective for a life change, not a life change for a new perspective. Because that doesn't always happen. Sometimes, you know, we manifest our reality. We manifest what we experience through internal experiences. If you're having an external experience saying, I just know I'll be in a car accident, I just know I'll be in a car accident, I just know I'll be in, and then that happens, you manifested that with gaining momentum, your energy of, I don't want that to happen, I don't want that to happen. You're saying to the universe, I want it to happen because I'm thinking about it so much. You might be saying, I don't want it to happen, but you're pouring that energy, your energy vortex, into that and saying, I don't want it to happen, over and over and over. And you build up this energy momentum. And that's when it manifests, and it comes in with, you know, toxic relationships or things that, you know, we've had patterned through our life. Say, for example, you had a unemotional, emotionally unavailable parent or caregiver, or, you know, friends growing up. You know, that pattern, and boyfriends and girlfriends and whatnot, the people that you meet are a reflection of some belief you've had in childhood. Men aren't, or women aren't X, Y, and Z. So what happens is you go and search for that X, Y, and Z. Men aren't because of X, Y, and Z. And the karma is to break that pattern of going to these people because you've changed a belief within you, and you're like, no, men, women can be emotional, strong, independent, and breaking whatever beliefs you have. And it just starts to set you on this path of, you know, no longer needing a different perspective, no longer needing to wait and be suspended in the air, you know, dangling, just aimlessly walking through life, you know, expecting something to happen. Instead, you've made your life happen because of your perspective change, because you started to unpick and unravel what's keeping you here. So that is all I'm getting for you, pile one. I really, really, really hope that helped. Obviously, if it doesn't resonate, you know, go pick another pile. or find another tarot reader. Sometimes messages don't resonate, and that is perfectly okay. It just means you're really into your intuition, and you're feeling that that it's not resonating with what's currently going on in your life. So listen to that. But yeah, if this helped, give it a like, and if you want to see more videos, obviously subscribe. Thank you so much. We're going to go on to pile 2. Now we are going to see how this full harvest moon is going to affect you. Oh my word. Okay, wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There is going to be... Okay, so... a new romantic cycle begins. I mean, would we just stop the video there? Yeah, that's it. Joking. No, so you have a new romantic cycle begins. Obviously, that sounds wonderful. And then we have the Ace of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Sun card. The Sun card being the happiest card in the deck, or at least that's what I feel. It's very a positive card. I mean, who's not happy when the sun's out and you're holding a baby in a sunflower field with, is that a unicorn? No, it's just a horse, but it's a white horse, and some butterflies. I mean, how you know you're gonna feel good. I mean, she's in a luscious dress, looking very goddess-like. I mean, that's how this romantic cycle is going to get you. But we're going to shuffle along to how we get there. And this Ace of Swords bad boy, this is like the bringer of truth. This is cutting the mental crap and really getting down to the clarity of a situation. You know, really... It's like these epiphany moments. It's like those new ideas. It's like new thoughts that you've not thought before. You know, the beginnings of the start of maybe a new mindset, which, I mean, you know, a new romantic cycle begins. Connecting into the two. This is going to be a new mindset with romance. You know, it could be going from the old of... you know, not having the romance that you wanted, or the love life that you wanted, going from a very, almost feeling lackful about your love life, you know, and instead you've changed, or you've received some sort of clarity about what you want in your love life. You know, what really speaks to you. I want someone loving, I want someone fun. I'd like someone that we have our hobbies the same. I would like someone that enjoys food, that we can go out for food together. You know, really, do you want a best friend, or would you like a travel buddy? Like, really seek to find what it is you want in a romance. Don't look for, I just strictly want, you know, tall, dark and handsome. Because you can get tall, dark and handsome, but it might not be very nice. Do you know what I mean? So manifest in a way that really speaks to you. And you can do this at any point. You don't need to meditate or go sit on a mountain in Peru, you know. You don't need to get dreadlocks. You don't need to light some incense. You just need to get in touch with you and be like, right, okay, well, what would I like for a relationship? Think about what would I like in terms of relationships. I'd like friends that support me when I'm down. I'd like friends that wouldn't moan to me, you know, about silly little things and sound like they can't do anything about it because they come across as very powerless beings. I want someone that empowers me because I'm inspired by them, and vice versa. You know, what sort of connections would you love in your life that you feel would enable you to feel more free? because that's what's important. You don't want to feel caged in by controlling friends or, you know, family members that tell you what to do all the time. Like, you have to branch out and find those, what I call like soul families, that can help you find new perspectives as well. So yeah, finding this, having this new clarity, this new mindset, you know, can take you into really self-loving. I mean, she's 9 of Pentacles, you know, 8 of Pentacles is working on yourself, you know, working on your external world. This is like 9 of Pentacles. This is like sit back and have a glass of wine. You're surrounded by abundance. You don't need to worry about anything, you know. She's got fruit. Is it fruit? Yeah. She's got fruit she can harvest. You know, she's got money in the bank. She's got animals, and she's got a gentle heart, you know, that attracts these beautiful animals to her. It's a beautiful place to be when you self-love and you continue to put yourself in a position where you're like, I want to build my world. And that includes nurturing myself at the same time. Because, oh my God, let's have this energy, happiness, fulfillment, like positivity, the walking on air, walking on air, you know, those moments of pure bliss that you can have. You know, yes, you realistically, you will have your challenges, you will have your down moments, you will feel those other emotions too. But you, in between those emotions, you can have a blissful life. You can have a life that satisfies you. You just have to get in touch with you and bring about this, you know, what you're wanting for you, what your ideas, your next moves are going to be, you know, a complete overhaul of your mindset. Here you go, positive card, mindset card. All you need is a positive new mindset. You need to break away, cut away all the worries and fears and doubts that you have, you know, because they're not serving you. They're in fact getting in the way of you having a really positive and beautiful love life. A change of mindset is all that's needed, you know. But I mean, you've got some incredible cards. I wish I had that. I'm joking. But a new romantic cycle begins, and it will begin during this full harvest moon, and it might not manifest necessarily straight away as a relationship, but it might stir your feelings towards love again in a way that isn't heavy, you know, that isn't doubtful, that isn't like, oh, will he love me, will he not? You know, oh, will I get abused, will I not? You know, we have been there when we're hurting and we come from a place of that hurt. We manifest that more hurt. We manifest the people to come in and hurt us again. And you want to break free from that cycle. You want a new romantic cycle. And the new romantic cycle speaks about positive thoughts and positive actions and positive people coming in for you. But you have to change your mindset and believe in yourself enough to receive this. And you have to believe in your enoughness. Ace of Swords, sorry. You just have to have that new mindset, that new idea, that epiphany, that, you know, searching for truth and clarity about, you know, what you want in your love life and how your love life is really going, you know, and your fears around your love life as well, because that's how you will break into a new mindset, because you're feeling abundant, but you don't seem to be attracting in that abundant, that relationship love. It's just like you've got everything external and material and you're feeling great, but, you know, emotionally and like an all-round feeling great about life, there's a slight switch up that you need to do in terms of mindset, and it's going from like the negative mindset to the positive mindset and switch it in the smallest ways that you can, you know, attitude of gratitude, I always say. But basically that's all I've got for you, and I'm really hoping that helps. If it does and it resonates, then hit like, and if you want to see more of my videos, then hit subscribe. I'm going to move on to pile 3, which is with the Malachite. So, sorry. During this, how will this full harvest moon affect you? We have surrender to the divine. Okay. Let me move around a bit so I can get the full picture. Okay. So what I'm getting, you have surrendered to the divine. Now, I feel like this is going to be huge. This is really going to be huge for you. Surrendering to the divine. It's not easy, but it's worth it, I think. You know, the full moon. This is, well, let's start off with the devil card. The devil card speaks about, you know, egoic desires. So we have like our true self, it's our true authentic self. And we have our ego self. Our ego self has been conditioned through this life to have certain identities. You know, there is an identity of, you know, negativity in whatever way that your conditioning was throughout your life. But the devil also speaks to like temptation of egoic desires. It's falling, you know, victim back into ways to escape reality. Because, you know, they say that the mind, the psyche can play a huge part in the devil energy, because there's our humanly desires that we want to fulfill, which is the egoic desires. And they will be like, you know, go gambling because I really want a quick fix. I want to win big money. It's, I just want to get silly drunk because I don't want to deal with anything emotionally. You know, it's, I don't care how promiscuous sexually I'm going to be. I just want pleasure for me. Like those sorts of really deep, dark, they're not dark in terms of like evil. Like the devil is not that sort of card. It's just saying that you're looking for instant gratification instead of taking a little bit longer to really understand what you want from your true self perspective. You know, you might get into these quick fix toxic relationships because, you know, there was a love that you felt, which, you know, could be like trauma bonding. You know, this quick fix love made you feel good, but it also made you feel bad. Whereas when you're coming from your true self, you're going to be in a really better perspective of what you want. You are going to just understand what it is that you're looking for, basically. Whereas when you're going to things because you have addictions or you want to escape reality, you're not actually assessing your reality. You're not saying to yourself, what can I change and how can I change it? You're acting very like victim, like you're, like, I don't want to say woe is me, Jesus, spirit guides. They can be so blunt. But, you know, when you're in this victim black mentality, you'll go for, you know, if you're lacking in money, you'll go gambling because you want more money, right? Is that not right? Obviously, it's the thrill of it as well, you know, the pleasure side of it. You know, if you want to drink, you drink to be numb so you don't have to experience your emotions. So you don't have to sit with the positive and the negative. You know, you can just numb them, but it's not, you won't get to the state of euphoria by numbing your emotions. with euphoria, you might have the opposite of that, but you ride that wave of different emotions. Whereas when you're going you're using the devil energy to get around, it's like instant gratification, and I'll sort of do what I want for my pleasure and for my own, desires. It's like she's naked, she's holding an apple, she's tempted by earthly things. I mean, that's not a bad thing. You can go and eat an apple. That's not a bad thing. But she's being tempted. She's being tempted into playing this, this game. It's like sometimes it's a torment, go give in to your desires because it'll quick fix you. But it's not going to get you anywhere. Also as well, surrender to the divine, 7 of Wands. I feel like there's this defensiveness around the divine, or around the word God, or I don't know. Like I feel like you're trying to, oh my goodness, yes, you're trying to defend your identity. That identity of this energy, you're trying to keep it up, but what it's doing is not letting you surrender to that flow of experiencing all of the emotions you need to at whatever time you need to, full expression of who you are. If you feel like someone isn't right for your life, you can speak that to them. There's just so much that you can do to overcome this defensiveness. You have this defensiveness there for a reason. You for some reason don't want to let go of the control, because that's what the ego does. It likes to control. It likes to say, I will be in charge. I will go make you do, gambling and addictions and promiscuous sex and drugs and treating people in a way that you're gaining something from it, but it's not particularly you're not doing it in the kindest of ways. You're not doing it to your true authentic self. You're just having like an instant gratification, and this instant gratification is just staying in this defensiveness of, I don't want to let go of control. I don't want to see what life is going to offer me. I don't want to feel the internal emotions or the internal nudges that I feel to go and quit my job and start my painting up, or start singing a song, or, because there's this falling back into this energy, which is fine to do. It happens to all of us. We do sometimes slip back into this energy. But the more you resist surrendering to your life and saying, okay, what's next for me? Okay, I don't want to be in that job, right? If I don't want to be in that job, let me go and seek for something that I do want to do. I don't know, go for a hobby list. There's so many ways. Search online, want a career change, and see where that leads you, But if you're being defensive and you don't want to change that part of your life, even though you could go for a really good job where you can use your gifts and talents and get paid so much money to do something you're enjoying, but instead you would rather have money from something that this devil energy wants you to have it from, wants to control the way that your life's going. Whereas if you let go of all of this, the defensiveness, the egoic desires, you can have this. You can be the Queen of Pentacles. You can be, she's nurturing, she's lavish, she's She's like the CEO, businesswoman come mum of two. You know, that sort of energy of you can stand up there and be like, I did this for myself. I did this for myself. And that's, you know, it's so, you don't want to get to this through this because it won't last. Whereas you want to surrender to the divine and let it unfold. Let you unfold, you know, just for relatable terms. One day you get up, you decide, I think I'm going to get a book on anger management. I think I'm going to get a book on, you know, not giving a F, right? Small little baby steps change over time. I might get up in the morning and listen to something really positive on a podcast, you know? Just these small little tweaks of wanting to change your life. Oh, I want to take sugar out of my diet, or I might stop eating meat for, you know, like a week and see if I like it. Like just the smallest of changes in whatever you are feeling called to do. You don't have to be like, right, I'm going from meat eater to vegetarian. I'm going to completely stop gambling. I'm going to, you know, don't cold turkey yourself if that's not something that you can hold up to. Like take baby steps towards this, you know. You know what I would do? I would just make a little logo. Like I always do the planning stage before I action anything else. So I'll be planning, you know, what I'm going to be doing in my videos in terms of what question I want to ask. Everything else is just, it's not me, it's the channeling that I bring through with what I see in the cards. So you don't know what your gifts and talents are and what journey your life's going to take you on. But you have to surrender that control that you really want to have and give it up to this higher power, knowing that this higher power knows it can send you these nudges, and you will listen to your intuition. You will listen to the nudges, the emotions of, I'm feeling bad when I'm around this person. Don't spend that time with that person. Feeling really good when I go and do this hobby. Okay, go and do that hobby. A little bit more and a little bit more, and then all of a sudden you want to learn about filmmaking, and all of a sudden you want to post videos, or all of a sudden you want to start learning how to play the cello. So you go and find a cello teacher, or you want to go do a course on something that you've never done before. You know, these little nudges, they're there to say, hey, like, you don't have to keep going the same way. You can start doing things that excite you. You just have this fear of the unknown. You have this identity of always knowing what your next step is because you're too in control. So you need to surrender to the divine. You need to surrender, you know, what it is that's keeping you trying to control and micromanage every moment of your life, and instead taking a perspective of, you know what, I'm just going to see how I feel after work, and I'm going to see if maybe I want a nap, or maybe I want to watch something on TV, and something pops in your head and you go and watch that thing. Or you might feel called to start knitting, or like stamp collecting, or, you know, doing something really silly and creative, like with memes. You don't know, just do something that, you know, you feel called to do. Feel called to go and make wooden toys for children. Go do that thing. You know, you want to make new vegan recipes, or open up a banquet medieval hall night. I don't know, you know what I mean? Just whatever it is that your body's urging to want you to create, that's what you're here for. You're here to, you were created by the creator, so you could come and create. So why don't you just go and paint the picture, sing the song? Stop allowing other people to make you think that you need this control over your life. There needs to be a little bit of fun, or you start getting a little bit defensive, you know, and then you never get into this energy of the Queen of Pentacles. you know, and if you want this energy, it can come, but don't try and get it through, you know, scamming yourself there. We all have this energy, by the way. It's not subject to any one person. We all have this energy, and this is, you know, what we come to Earth to have to challenge ourselves through, you know. And sometimes it's, you know, the devil energy is very conditioned in certain things, and we have to pick those layers back. But there is an element of ego, you know, that's been built within us that's causing every bit of defensiveness. Whenever you got hurt over heartbreak, you'll have this ego will be like, I'm defending you. I'm not going to let you get hurt. I don't want you in that relationship. Don't give you to that person. You know, sorry, my arm was resting on a nerve. But, you know, the devil energy, this, they're holding you back from having something where you genuinely can be like, I feel like a queen, I feel like I've made it, I feel like I've done this, and I did this all myself. And I did it from hard work because I was willing to work on myself in the external, but I had to work on the internal first. And then it was all a case of the action came through surrendering to the divine. So that's all I have for you, pile 3. I really hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. And if you did like it, obviously hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos, then just subscribe. Thank you. I love you all. Bye.